coming down into the final corner. This time by, it'll be the white flag. And the only question will be, does he have enough fuel? Marco Andretti at age 19, 2.3 miles away from his first career win in the IndyCar Series.
He needs about 9/10 of a gallon to make it. These cars are running about 1 gallon per lap. He's awful close to making it. It's going to come right down to the fuel. He's got a big lead here. He's just got to drive smooth.
Guys, while this has been going on, Scott Dixon, Vitor Meira got around Castroneves. Meira's up to 3rd. Dixon's up to 4th. Castroneves has been moved back to 5th. Weldon is 6th. The championship chase is getting tighter. And Tony Kanaan peels off and is in pit lane. So Kanaan needed the fuel. He did not have enough. Does Marco? He's at the farthest end of the racetrack.
It's downhill from here. He's running down the hill. It's going to help him a little bit.
Okay, you got plenty of fuel to make it in. You got plenty of fuel. You're good.
You heard Kyle Moyer. He says you've got it.
I still say I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
He's not put a wheel wrong all day. I'm sure he won't for the next few turns, but can you imagine the emotions that's going on inside his helmet right now?
Remember at Indianapolis, it was a last lap pass on the front straightaway where Sam Horner snatched victory from Marco Andretti. It won't happen this time. The 19-year-old is going to win at Infineon.
Okay, great job, kid. Great job.
That was big. That was a big win.
You could do some donuts if you want somewhere, but you don't have to.
Kyle's done. Do some donuts somewhere. It's okay. Just don't burn up the motor. He's the youngest winner in Indy Racing League history. 19 years, 5 months, and 14 days old.
All right, white flag here.
All right, one more lap to go. Carpenter led that lap.
Stick with it, buddy. You can do this.
Now watch Scott Dixon as he's going to take a look to the outside.
Now Franchini's out of push to passes, and Carpenter has 1 lap.
Oh, that could be the difference. They go down the backstretch and race into turn number 3.
Overtake.
Will Ed Carpenter be able to get his first win in the Eyes on IndyCar Series? Here they come to the line, and it is
Carpenter.
Ed Carpenter wins. How about that?
That was good stuff.
White flag. Helio Castroneves may in fact be on his way. But remember, this has been a race punctuated with unusual occurrences.
Be smart, no pressure. Be smooth and smart.
He's got the interval up now to 4.7 seconds. What a great podium this is. Castroneves, Max Pappas, what a popular second place that would be. Another fantastic driver. Great personality out of the car. And Oriol Servia, his first podium in his rookie season. Very, very popular podium, I think, with everyone.
Guys, you heard Tim Cindric saying no pressure to Castroneves. Castroneves hasn't said anything on the radio the last 10 laps. I think he's going to break the silence very shortly.
Well, he's on his way to becoming the 43rd driver in the 22-year history of kart to find his way into victory lane if he can only get this one final lap complete.
And there is no place to rest. You may have almost a 5-second lead, but you can't make the smallest mistake here. You've got to keep pushing. It's when you start to back off, you lose concentration, and then something terrible could happen. So Castroneves now only 2 corners away from his first victory.
I'd be hard put to identify a more fun-loving, outgoing, and friendly personality.
How to say your name now? I know who Helio Castroneves is.
Helio Castroneves.
Great job, buddy. Great job.
Has taken the Tenneco Automotive Grand Prix of Detroit. We're going to run real tight on time here. In all likelihood, we won't have an opportunity to talk with whoever wins this race. RPM will, and have it on RPM tonight. White flag will come out to Scott Dixon, the rookie, trying to score a win on an oval. Let's see if he can do it. Kenny Breck is right there. Traffic just ahead. He's just got to negotiate this traffic. Kenny Breck drops back a little bit. Kenny Breck moves to the inside. Now tries to sweep to the outside. Doesn't look like it's going to happen for Breck, but it will happen for Scott Dixon. The rookie becomes the 46th driver to win in kart.
Good job, Hal. Beautiful.
White flag.
White flag.
Less than 2.5 miles to go for Marcus Ericsson, who hasn't won in a decade since GP2.
+4.
Is today his breakout day? That's what we think. We will see.
Tires are pretty much cleaned up now for everyone, so we'll see what kind of pure pace they have. Award continues to pressure VK. VK seems to struggle a little bit to make much ground up on Ericsson. Coming to the back straightaway, VK still has 23 seconds to push to pass, and it's time to use all of it.
Well, there's going to be an IndyCar record tied here if things stay as is. That is 7 different winners in the first 7 races. There's a 30-year-old Swede out in front by the name of Marcus Ericsson. He did almost 100 Formula One Grand Prix. The last time he won was in GP2, one of the feeder series to Formula One at the Nürburgring in 2013. While these two youngsters scrap over second, it's going to be the sneaky Swede who drives his way to victory lane. One more turn for Marcus Ericsson. Ericsson in Detroit.
Checkered flag, good job, buddy.
Wins for the first time in his IndyCar career. Colton Herta is on his way to see the white flag very shortly here.
And what a run for Graham Rahal back there. He kind of survived a lot of the battles, some contact on the opening lap, and I think a 4th place is going to be a great result if he can hang on. And if he didn't have a penalty in St. Pete in qualifying for blocking, and he raised his hand and said, yeah, it was valid, but Colton Herta could easily be your points leader right now.
I said it back at the first race. There's a changing of the guard happening. A lot of these guys have been around a long time, Bourdais and lots of years, Kanaan, but these new youngsters coming in, like Colton Herta, Award, Rosenquist, there's a big change happening right now in IndyCar.
What a validation for the Road to Indy program. All this talent coming up through Indy Lights. Hunter Ray came up through that program, actually through Atlantic's Newgarden Indy Lights. And Colton Herta.
All of them, right? F2000,
yeah.
Pro Mazda, everything.
Barbadage Pro Series, if you go that far back. What a fun season it's going to be with this talent.
Final run down the back straight, this lengthy back straight that's 0.6 of a mile. This will be an enjoyable ride. Wonder what's going through this 18-year-old's head right now. He knows how to win races, but he's never won an IndyCar race before. This is something special.
Giving up a little bit of lead. He's dropped off about a second in that gap to Newgarden, but he's got plenty in hand. Got a lap car just up here in front. Hopefully that lap car will let him go.
And what I love, he's used every second of push to pass now. He's not going to leave anything on the table. Final lap.
Take this. Think about this for a moment. At 18, he won the Rolex 24 in Bobby Rahal's BMW in the GTLM class. He's got a Rolex wristwatch on his hand, on his arm. And now in this IndyCar for Harding Steinbrenner Racing, the team that was launched at Yankee Stadium last December. What a moment. It's been a story. It's been a fairy tale. This second-generation driver now becomes the youngest to ever win in IndyCar. Colton Herta has done it.
Way to go.
Seen a lot of reliability problems with the American Spirit cars this year.
Pardon? Come on.
Huh?
Everybody in Boca Raton will whack you on the back of the head if you said that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Vassar flew at Mid-Ohio and made a mistake. Potentially could have won the race, but Ryan Hunter-Reay had a great weekend there. But the raw speed Ryan Hunter-Reay showed in Mexico, to me, was his signature of this season before today.
And it's starting in Miami, he had a new engineer, David Brown, who came from Penske, and before that, from Williams. Formula One.
That's right, ran the McLaren Formula 3000 team when that was a driver development program, and then went to the Jordan Formula One team before he came here. Wow, what a weekend this could be. White flag is out for Ryan Hunter-Reay. Whoa!
That lap he was a second slower, so now it's 2.6 seconds, but he's got 2.6 seconds to give back over 2.7 miles.
To be a 22-year-old rookie and win your first Champ Car race half a world away,
He could not be any farther from his home in South Florida. But
Manning, look, he is beginning to close in, but he's only got half a lap, a mile and a half. Reynard's 1, 2, 3.
first time for that in 2 seasons. And if Ryan Hunter-Reay can hold on, it'll be the second year in a row for a rookie winner in this race. The first win for Stefan Johansson's American Spirit team, and he will be the second rookie to win this season after Sebastian Bourdais.
Unlikely, but very much earned. With everything that was thrown at these guys today.
Wow, look at him attack the chicanes, as does Manning.
It was more than Paul Tracy could handle. It was more than Bruno Juncker could handle. And Ryan Hunter-Reay took everything this race could throw at him.
Two more corners for Ryan Hunter-Reay. Here it is, short straight. The right.
Look at the fans. Yep. They know how important this is to this young rookie who came early to do pre-race promotional work. He's been surfing and jet skiing all week. He feels right at home, and Ryan Hunter-Reay will win in Surfer's Paradise.
Max Pappas is going to see an incredible sight next time around. The white flag will tell him just 2 miles, 1 lap to go. And if he can do it, he becomes the 6th driver to score his first career win in a 500-mile race at Michigan. Now 1 lap to go. Max Pappas is on the final lap for Bobby Rahal. Kanaan crossed the line 3 seconds behind him. Montoya 4 seconds back. Down the back straightaway. Will Max Pappas become the 3rd first-time winner this year? It sure looks that way. He runs out of fuel. He runs out of fuel. Kanaan screams past. Kanaan screams into the lead. Montoya's trying to chase him to the line. Oh, so very close. Montoya jumped low at the line. It looked for a moment there like Pappas was just slowing for the flag, and then he slowed further. And by 32 thousandths, Kanaan takes Montoya, and Pappas has to give it away.
And he's going to see the white flag with a clear track ahead. What a great feeling for Kyle Kirkwood.
You're good to the finish here, bud.
1 to go. Get to the finish, bud. You got less than 2 miles, Kyle Kirkwood, before you're an IndyCar race winner.
And to get
hard as you want.
To get your first one here, he's been told he can go as hard as he wants. This is essentially one of the majors of open wheel racing, the Grand Prix of Long Beach. This will mean so much to this young driver, Alexander Rossi, it looks like, down in the tires.
That's terrible for Rossi, who was having a really good race.
That's down in turn 9, I believe. That's very unfortunate. He was running comfortably in the top 10.
He was in the top 10, and that was going to bode well for his points haul as well. In the NTT data, Arrow McLaren Chevy. What a shame. Last time up the back straight for Kyle Kirkwood. One of the most celebrated Road to Indy drivers because of his phenomenal winning record. He had to answer a lot of uncomfortable questions last year in his rookie year. It didn't pan out the way that he had hoped, but the famous Andretti name with a young American behind the wheel, Kyle Kirkwood, is your latest IndyCar race winner. He wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Here he comes, past Toronto FC's headquarters, through past the pits.
I mean, look at the hands. Steady, determined. It knows exactly the feel of this racetrack now after 85 laps.
1 more to go, and Christian.
Oh, Will Powers in pit lane along with Marcus Ericsson.
What's happened? Maybe contact between the two.
No power, no fuel, and others are trying to coast to the finish, including Herta. They didn't quite make it. Is Lundgaard going to make it?
Oh, boy. Final lap. Less than 1.8 miles.
Does Alex Palou still win this? If Christian Lundgaard runs out of fuel, I don't think they would let him pull out a 10-second gap if he didn't have this under control.
But for Power and Ericsson, that is a shocking surprise. Something went horribly wrong on projections.
Think about this big picture-wise. Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. Bobby Rahal, the racing legend. Mike Lanigan, the business guru. And David Letterman, one of the most famous entertainers in all of television over the years. It's an eclectic trio that own this team but boy, have they shown that they've got some resolve and determination at the hands of a 21-year-old driving the Vivid Honda. Christian Lundgaard here in Toronto is an IndyCar race winner.
I think the best chance Palou has, you're going to get through this chicane here and then go through that final corner, 13-14. He's got to get the power down and try to make that pass into turn 1. That's the best chance he has. He closes right up on his gearbox.
Hard as you want. Use overtake, whatever you want.
There we go. That's Kyle Moyer on the number 3 saying use overtake. You've got 1 lap to go. Let's keep this win in our column.
Stress to the max here. 1 to go. 1.8 miles is the difference between Scott McLaughlin being a race winner or not. That Dex Imaging Chevy has been brilliant. So has the Kiwi all weekend long. And he's dealing with Devlin DeFrancesco, one of 6 rookies in this race. Will it be a factor or will it not?
It seems like the gap between all 3 cars is kind of the same as you see Dev trying to hold on to it over the bumps there.
He was sideways last lap right here. He's sideways there again, exiting turn 9. He's not going to move out of the way.
He is the last car on the lead lap. And just being a little source of frustration for Scott McLaughlin as he sees his mirrors full of Alex Palou.
As frustrated as he is, that was pretty much Palou's last opportunity. He's going to be close, but this isn't really a place you pass. He's going to have to really get him off.
The 28-year-old Kiwi has sustained the pressure. Scott McLaughlin, he's got 56 Supercar wins.
Whatever you got here. To the
he is now an IndyCar race winner. From pole to victory lane, Scott McLaughlin does it. Last lap for Joseph Newgarden. He is just 1 lap away from his first IndyCar victory.
Graham won't have a chance here, but he will at turn 5. Now he's going to try to make that same move on the most experienced, one of them, most experienced drivers in the field. Scott Dixon is a master at keeping people at bay.
Here it is. Here it is. Remember, we're coming down into Ray Hall's strong point. Turn 5. He has been brilliant on the outside. Can he do it to last week's winner? No is the answer.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
And there is our race leader. Some 4 seconds out in front on the final lap at Barber. Just got a report. We understand that Helio Castroneves has run out of fuel.
Here it is.
Whoa!
Here it is. Here it is, Graham. It's yours if you want it.
And
that was fantastic. We thought that his only move was turn 5, but he just showed us he's got another trick in his bag.
But look at the gap within about 2 seconds. Look at the gap he's made.
Meanwhile, final 2 turns. We've got 2 young American stars in the top 2 positions. The wait is over. Joseph Newgarden is an IndyCar race winner. He takes out his home race. How about that at Barber Motorsports Park? Superb.
And whether it's on a road course like Barber Motorsports Park to start the season or on a high-speed oval like here at Texas, Paul, this young driver just seems so comfortable to ride the ragged edge. He's just happy when it's perfectly balanced, if not slightly loose. It doesn't bother him one bit.
Yeah, when he crashed at Indy, remember, he was pretty cavalier about it, like it was no big deal, but he drives the wheels off the car, and today, again, he drove the wheels off the car. It was nearly disaster in turn 3 and 4, with nearly losing the car, but he's bringing it home in the winner's circle. Take us away, Lee.
Oh, this is phenomenal. It has been a long time since a Mexican driver drove to victory lane in IndyCar Series competition. Off the top of my head, I want to say it was Adrian Fernandez a long time ago. But Pato Award, Mr. Energy, Mr. Fast Hands. Oh boy, Award! Pato Award is an IndyCar winner.
Here comes the white flag, 2.35 miles away from victory.
And as easy as Mike Conway made it look yesterday, Simon Pagenaud is doing that today. His car is going over the bumps. It's handling everything on the circuit beautifully.
He's too far back to make a run.
So he'll get one more chance going down towards turn number 7. Meanwhile, Simon Pagenaud is just saying, please, nothing go wrong with the race car.
So these 2 guys, their heart rate is pumping right now. They're driving as hard as they can. Right now your suit is full of sweat, and all you want to try and do is just get to the end, but you're pushing as hard as you can. Don't think he's close enough, Eddie.
And do you think Pagenaud's hearing all those little noises in the car, thinking everything, just make it that last little bit? You can feel and hear everything on those last laps. Here we go.
Down into turn 7, through the Fountain Complex again for the last time.
Stay on the line.
There's Pagano. Here is lap traffic. The 12 of Will Power.
That could play in Conway's favor.
Here comes Conway taking a peek. Can't get it done. Meanwhile, Simon Pagano, he could be and will become the 6th different winner this year.
Up and over the turn 14, 13, 14 hill for the second last time. Will Power's got to use that push to pass if he's going to do anything about Alex Palou. They begin their final 2.38 miles here at Barber Motorsports Park. And Alex Palou has done a mighty job to sustain this pressure while dealing with looking at traffic up ahead in the form of Connor Daly, the last car on the lead lap. Meanwhile, looking in his mirrors and seeing an ever-present Will Power.
He's had to manage tires, he's had to manage strategy, he's had to match and meet the anticipation and the expectation of Chip Ganassi, signing him to this incredible ride in the 10 car. A flawless job so far.
He's a few corners away from wrapping this up, but Connor Daly is going to have a complete another lap to attack Ed Jones.
This guy, the 24-year-old Spaniard, who out of the car has such a lovely demeanor. He's such a pleasant young man behind the wheel. He is an animal. It's time for the motor racing world to say hello, Palou. Alex Palou wins his maiden IndyCar race.
Checkered flag, baby. You're an Indy winner. Awesome, man. Great job, everybody.
Last lap here at Las Vegas. Will Power, the race leader. An 18-second lead over Durenboss.
Sounds like he's saving fuel right now. I mean, when he went through the chicane that time, normally he was just lighting it up, and boy, he really laid the throttle down easy. In fact, I don't know who that is trying to catch him right there. That's Bruno Chikara. But it looks like he's taking it easy this lap.
Well, you would, even if you had fuel. You don't want to push it when you have an 18-second lead. But he was calling back. What'd you say? I want to be sure I get it right. He is so mild-mannered, but he gets with it in the race car. As far as personality-wise, it's pretty laid back. But you know what? When he had his qualifying time here yesterday, he was all fired up. But just walking around the paddock talking to him, he's very unassuming.
Past the hotels and the casinos in downtown Las Vegas for the final time.
I think Marty asked him this morning, didn't he?
Yeah.
You can qualify, you've got what it takes to win a race.
Yep. And he said he thought they were there. Derek Walker, looking for his first Champ Car Series win since 1999. Out of the tunnel, up the hill for the final time. The Champ Car season begins in Las Vegas, and Will Power is the winner.
This time by, it'll be the white flag. That podium finish you mentioned, second back at Houston last year. And right now, Graham Rahal, he is going to end up leading 18 laps here if he holds on for this one. And a spin, that's a local right now at turn 10 with Ed Carpenter. They will not go full course yellow. Graham led 18 laps all of last year in his rookie campaign in Champ Car. He will become the youngest to ever win an IndyCar Series event if he can just get through about 7 more turns.
And all he's trying to do right now is hit his points, turn in, apex, and exit of the turn, and do everything really textbook style. He's got a great gap right now between himself and Helio Castroneves, no longer looking in the mirrors, just looking forward and trying to do everything perfectly.
Heading down towards where that local yellow is, he gets safely through. He's past the trouble area, so now, as he comes down through turn 12 into 13, he's going to say, hey, Pop, look at me. I'm going to win in my first IndyCar start out of turn 14. Here comes Graham Rahal. Say hello to a new star in the IndyCar Series. Rahal wins at St. Petersburg.
People thought it may have been Scott Dixon winning all 4 and matching a record that Alex Zanardi did within Chip Ganassi Racing. But as Felix Rosenquist crests the hill, he'll see the white flag. 4 miles to go. 4
white flag,
last lap,
bring it home.
IndyCar win.
In a way, you almost feel like Rosenqvist could thank Connor Daly for being the unfortunate guinea pig yesterday in that crash with O'Ward. It was exactly like yesterday, Paul, in terms of how they were positioned before that fast right-hander. O'Ward backed out today.
Absolutely. This, like I said at the opening of the show, we're seeing a changing of the guard. This new group of young drivers that have come into IndyCar. This is the future of IndyCar.
Well, trends were broken today. As far as pole positions, every pole until today was won by a Team Penske driver. Pato O'Ward changed that. Every race this year was won by Scott Dixon. Felix Rosenqvist is within half a lap of changing that. What a weekend here at Road America. The first of 2 doubleheaders in 2 weekends. Iowa next weekend.
1.7, no pressure.
Paul, you talked about changing of the guard. Not only that at the front, I mean, just look down the list all the way to P7. You've got Ericsson, Herta, Ferrucci, Pillow, all those young guns that have showed so much promise and technique and performance through testing in the early races, all realizing great results today.
Yeah, the first old-time vet is really Sato in 8th, so Newgarden in 9th. So this is the new era of IndyCar, this young talent.
It's an important weekend for Alexander Rossi, a rebound weekend, but that's a secondary story. The primary story is this guy here, Felix Rosenqvist. He was denied a victory by his teammate Dixon at Mid-Ohio last year by less than 1/10 of 1 second. Nobody is going to deny Felix Rosenqvist victory here. Rosenqvist is an IndyCar race winner.
Congratulations, race winner.
One more lap to go.
Coast, half a lap lead, clutch and coast, save fuel, clutch and coast.
Boy, I'm just thinking about Robbie Gordon running out of gas back in 1999.
There's Munoz in the blue and black car. He and Newgarden are going to race for second at the moment unless Rossi runs out of fuel. He's off of turn 2. He's half a lap to go.
Full throttle, full throttle, full throttle, full throttle.
Message is you're now going too slow.
Got this, bring it home, he's down to 2. Hey, push, push.
He's done it. Checkered flag is in the air. A first-timer is going to win the 100th Indianapolis 500-mile race. California's Alexander Rossi to the checkered flag, and he's done it.
Well, for Takuma Sato, out of the hairpin.
I completely disagree. I want to see it again.
White flag. There it is, the white flag for Takuma Sato. 1 lap to go. He's got to be paying attention down here.
No pressure behind.
And that's important to know. No pressure behind. You worry about trying to stay.
Good job, baby. Bring it home.
No attack, no chance. That is Takuma Sato's motto. He's attacked here today. We said he did it in a very measured fashion. He's improved. The car looked balanced underneath him all day long. The team doing a good job with strategy. And Takuma Sato half a lap away from his first IZOD IndyCar Series win.
Not great for ABC, too. They have hung with these guys for a long, long time. Great sponsor for this team, and they are going to get a victory out of this.
And now we've got the full course caution, so all Sato's got to do is just steer it around.
It's done for Takuma Sato through the carousel one last time.
Nice and easy, bring it home.
No passing on the racetrack, full course caution. Sato through the hairpin one last time, up through the gearbox. 52 race starts, and Takuma Sato wins in the 52nd start. He wins the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach.
On the first pit stop after he had the incident in the first corner, and that is literally about to break off the car, Townsend.
The other problem is that Simon Pagenaud is 3 laps to the good on fuel over Graham Rahal. Rahal had to stretch it, so he might have to save. There it comes. Use overtake to defend. Graham Rahal, 196 seconds left. Pagenaud has 0.
Well,
so Pagenaud's going to have to do it on corner speed.
You get a little boost of about 60 horsepower for Graham Rahal. 200 seconds was the allotment for this race, and you can use it in 20-second disbursements or even less. So Rahal's good for that extra squirt, that extra power in these closing 2 laps. Page will really want a top 5 to start off the month of May.
but he's out of push to pass, so it's going to make it really hard to get by Graham Rahal.
Rinus VeeKay in the Sonax Chevrolet. He's not even as old as his number.
Tell you what, that gap is starting to close. It's dropped 2 seconds now that Grosjean has gotten by Bourdais.
That's a long way to make up, though, Paul, in less than 2 laps, isn't it? As he's coming round to complete his second to last lap, turn 12. Dad Moraine looking on. Mum Evie is here as well. Look at that big breath, big exhale.
And Ed Carpenter Racing will be giving that gap to Rinus VeeKay. He'll do the math in his head. 6 seconds, 2 laps to go. He knows that he can take the edge off.
Good here. 1 lap to go. Less than 2.5 miles for Rinus VeeKay. He knows how to win. He won 4 times in his Indy Lights career. He
Do not use push to pass. Do not use push to pass.
He's light on fuel, guys, so don't use push to pass. So he is saving a little bit of fuel. I think if Grosjean wasn't hung up behind Bourdais that whole stint, I really feel like Grosjean has been the fastest guy.
Coasted
into 7. Wow, it's almost like they're a little surprised.
Yeah, they're light on fuel. We don't even know if he's going to make it. Coasted.
He's got 6.2 seconds to play with. Mum and Dad are as nervous as anybody here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Romain Grosjean in the background there for Dale Coyne Racing, the pole sitter. So we could have in the same day a first-time pole sitter and a first-time winner.
You're good.
You're
Don't
good.
save. You're good to
You're
go
good
here.
on fuel. He's going to be the 3rd first-time winner from 5 races. That hasn't happened since 2013 in the NTT INDYCAR Series. Robert Doornbos, who's a commentator in the Netherlands, he was the last Dutchman to win. That was way back in 2007. Look at the family pride from Ed Carpenter Racing and the VeeKays. Rinus VeeKay wins the GMR Grand Prix at Indianapolis.
Wheel 8. Bring it in. Bring it in.
That's awesome. That's his trainer right there. Brought his trainer with him.